So recently I finished Christopher McDougall's book, Born to Run, and it was probably one of the best books that I've read in quite a while. Maybe one of the best books I've ever read. And it was a book that I didn't really expect too much out of. I thought it would just be a feel good story about um, someone discovering their passion for running and kind of like sharing that with the reader. To be honest, I didn't really know what it was going to be about. I kind of went into it blind just based off of a recommendation from a friend. And basically, after I finished the book, or not afterwards, but kind of like when I was in the middle of the book, I started to realize that this was something special, that what he was talking about was something that a lot of people need to know. And that is that we are born to run. And when you trace human history back to its roots, you have to understand that our ancestors, right, the original Homo sapiens, the the only way that they were able to survive and to hunt and to thrive and to travel and to just exist and live for as long as possible, they needed to run. They were runners. And really what separated our species, Homo sapiens, from the previous species, Neanderthals, was that we were great at endurance running. We were able to literally hunt and track down animals and catch them and outrun them, out endure them just based off of our legs, right? So running was something that was hardwired into us, into our genes, right? Into our physical bodies, right? So when I read this, and I also read, obviously, if anyone out there is familiar with the book, there's phenomenal stories about ultra marathoners, Olympic athletes, just the author himself giving his own perspective and how he came to start running and the injuries he went through and how his whole viewpoint changed. There's stories about the running industries like Nike and the big shoe companies and whatnot. And it really is a very powerful look at what running is and what it could be, and why there are so many people out there that kind of dismiss running as something that is for, super skinny people or people who are, asking for an injury because running is often associated with injury. But he dispels all these myths in the book in such a great way. He talks about how the shoe industry has basically betrayed us and betrayed our feet and our legs by creating these shoes that are super cushiony and like absorb shock, even though that what's supposed to absorb shock is our bare feet and our toes and our legs without any sort of extra protection. Humans were running for hundreds of and thousands of years without knowing what a shoe was, right? So it makes sense that all of these running injuries have skyrocketed since the shoe companies started advertising heavily and marketing heavily and selling their products basically nonstop. So I highly recommend the book. It's honestly genius. And not only is it so informative and so well written and so well integrated with all of the information, but it's just flat out entertaining. The characters are awesome. The characters are inspirational. And another thing with the book is that it shows you what these athletes, like the top of the line athletes, in the running community, how they look at running and what they're willing to do to become the best and what they're willing to do just to pursue their passion of running. Like for them, running is everything. And after I finished the book, I immediately went outside and I went for a run. And I haven't gone for a run since, it's been years, to be honest, like a serious run. And I'm someone who ran track in high school. I used to love running. But, after I graduated high school, I went to college, I stopped running. I was focused more on going to the gym and lifting. And obviously with the whole pandemic, things changed even more, and I wasn't exercising as much as I used to. And it just completely inspired me to get outside and get my legs moving. And another point that they make in the book is that, you don't get old just by aging, right? Just by going through the years. You get old by lack of movement. You get old by lack of running, lack of moving your legs, right? That's when when you're sedentary, that's where the age starts to set in. Your body starts to break down. And just by having this regular exercise or running regularly, you're constantly creating new cells, and you're basically making yourself younger through the process. So that's pretty much it for today, guys. I wanted to keep the video short because basically talking about a book and about kind of a different topic today than what I normally talk about, but very important nonetheless. And I do believe that we were born to run, and I do believe that even if you're not running, you should at least be exercising. You should at least be working on your diet, improving what you eat, right? So this is all part of the personal development journey. This is all part of even the spiritual journey. Sometimes when I'm out there running, I even get that spiritual connection that I get when I'm meditating or when I'm doing yoga or when I'm doing enlightenment work. It's just a very primal and raw connection that you feel with the earth and with yourself and your own body, right? And there's something about getting out there and improving a little bit day after day, being able to run a little bit more, a little bit further, a little bit faster. There's something really empowering about that. And you take that and you infuse it with your everyday life as well. So there's just so many benefits. And I just wanted to leave you guys with that message and to encourage you to get out there, to move your legs, and to run. So that's it for today, guys. I'll see you in the next one.